Hello, my name is Garrett Panno. I'm a freshman here at Capital, and my before and after is somewhat similar to a few others, just because I've never really had this big aha moment, simply because Christ has always been in my life. I joined the church and my youth group because I saw my sister and how she leaned on the church during some of her struggles that she was going through, but that brought her happiness. That her experience with the church brought her happiness. And so I was 5 years younger than her, and I wanted that happiness, so I just jumped in the youth group right in sixth grade. And ever since then, I've always believed that Jesus is my Lord and that He's such a loving God. And there's no question in my mind about that. But I was really just going through the motions. I knew God, but my heart didn't know Him yet. And so because I was going through the motions, I was aimless. Before I was aimless. That is until my summer after my sophomore year in high school. And I went to a work camp that summer, which is an organization that serves communities around the country that rebuilds like decks and fences and repaints houses in a bunch of different communities. And it's awesome. It's a really cool thing. And on that trip was really the first time that I saw God's love in person. It was always around me, but I really never noticed it until then. So near the end of that work camp trip, I reconfirmed myself, and I decided to try to have God involved in my life. So this led me to another trip, and just being involved in my church my junior year and doing more things. But it led me to another trip my junior year during my spring break. I went to Haiti. And that whole trip was awesome, but that's a completely different story. And it's hard to sum it up, but on that trip, I just didn't witness and see God's love. I felt it flow through me because I was His hands and feet. And that love that flowed through me was incredible, and it's never left me since. And just the people I've interacted with down there, how it has changed me forever. And because of that, and having that love flow through me, I was really inspired to really get to know God. Not just have Him in my life, but to know who He really is, know this love, know what He's done for us. And so after that trip, I wanted to read the Bible more. I wanted to get Him in my life more, or get to know Him more. And so I did. I started reading the Bible, and it was all that good stuff. And I've been doing that all the way up till now. And it's been amazing. And there's been times where I feel so close to God that it feels like there's no space between us because we're so close. But then there are other times that I feel so far away from Him, and sometimes I feel like I'm in a completely different universe. And that's another afterword for me, is that struggle, or I'm struggling. And I'm struggling to have God be the throne of my life, always. I mean, He has been, especially at certain times of my life, but a lot of times my own goals and tests and my studies and what I want gets priority over what I should be doing. Not that it's bad, it's not. But I think that's what a lot of people struggle with, is just that they just don't feel close to God just because they're not really involved. And what I've realized is that even if your mind is in another direction and you're not really focused on Him, but as long as God's in your heart, He will always be with you, even if He doesn't feel like it. And so before, I was aimless, but then I was inspired to have God in my life. And then I was furthermore wanted to know more about God's love. But every day I struggle. But even that I struggle, I still know that His love will never leave me.